Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back here. Let's dive straight into reviewing the Premier League matches for the weekend. And there's nowhere to start from but the biggest game of the weekend, Chelsae versus Liverpool. Let's dissect that. William Esteval's stoppage time goal gave injury-ravaged Chelsae a 2-1 win over Premier League champions Liverpool, who suffered their third straight defeat and fell from the top spot. Liverpool came into Saturday's contest on Stamford Bridge having seen Arsenal leapfrog them into the number 1 position earlier in the day, with the Gunners beating West Ham United 2-1, and despite Cody Gakpo cancelling out Moise Caicedo's stunning opener, Liverpool's poor week was capped off, having lost to Crystal Palace in stoppage time last weekend and then to Galatasaray in the Champions League in midweek. Enzo Fernandez's late miss seemed to have let Liverpool off the hook, but 18-year-old substitute Esteval proved to be Chelsea's hero when he turned home from Marco Correa's cross in the 95th minute. After a week in which their indifferent performance seemed to have caught up with them, Liverpool have dropped to second, 1 point behind Arsenal, while Chelseaa climbed to 6th. Now let's talk about how the match unfolded. Georgi Mamardashvili was picking up the ball out of the net 40 minutes into his Premier League debut, with Liverpool's backup goalkeeper standing in for injured Alisson, given no chance by Moise Caicedo's thunderous strike into the top left corner. Liverpool had a great chance 5 minutes later, but Benoit Badiashile's block denied Szoboszlai. Chelsea nearly went 2-0 up when Alejandro Garnacho's strike kissed the outside of the post before the wingers saw penalty appeals dismissed following a tussle with Szoboszlai. Liverpool's halftime substitute Florian Wirtz brilliantly teed off Mohamed Salah just 19 seconds into the second period, but the Egyptian drilled wide from close range. Liverpool dragged themselves level in the 63rd minute, Gakpo prodding in from Alexander Isak's caution touch. Jamie Gittins and Esteval then forced Mamardashvili into action, but the biggest chance seemed to have fallen to Fernandes, who could only hit the upright with the goal gapping. There was to be a final twist, though, as Fernandes slipped into Correa. Those low crosses were spoke by Esteval. Now let's talk about how Chelsea won this game despite a host of absentees. This was a big win for Enzo Maresca, and he did it without some key players. Cole Palmer may be the headline name absentee due to injury for the Blues, but it is at the back that Chelsea are really having tough time with injuries. Centre-backs Wesley Fofana, Tosin Adarabioyo and Levi Colwill were all ruled out of the clash, and Maresca received further blows during the match when he lost both Badiashile and George Achimpong to injury in the second half, meaning Reece James had to partner Jorel Hato in the heart of the defense for the final third of the match. With so many players nursing knocks, Maresca will be glad to see the international break, and we hope some of his wounded players are able to use some downtime to return to fitness ahead of the trip to Nottingham Forest on October 18. The Italian will be suspended for that game, given he picked up a second yellow card for his celebration following Esteval's winner, although he will probably care less about that right now. To claim a victory over the reigning champions without so many regulars is a testament of Maresca's work, even if he is helped by Chelsea's abundance of talent in reserve. What about all the late dramas for Liverpool? Only one of Liverpool's league matches this season has not featured a late goal, or indeed a late winner for either the Reds or their opponents, and that was the Merseyside derby 2 weeks ago. Before that game against Everton, Ancelotti's team had won all their top-flight matches by hook or by crook, just about getting the job done. Now they have lost to 2 stoppage time strikes in successive games. Edin Nketiah's winner for Crystal Palace last week came in the 97th minute, and Esteval got Chelsea over the line 2 minutes earlier on this occasion. While optimistic Liverpool fans may have looked at their early season displays as evidence of title-winning mentality, others may have suggested the level of performance was being covered up by those last-gap rescue jobs. And barring a spell around Gakpo's equalizer, Liverpool were second best here. Salah was largely on the fringes. He came alive once in the first half, with a wonderful cross into Isak, who headed over. He looked sharper in the second half, though still some way short of his best. Having introduced Florian Wirtz in the second half, Blues made some brave adjustment early in the second half, and out of sort Ibrahima Konate making way and Ryan Gravenberch going into the defense, but Chelsea regained control once they had rediscovered their composure. Now, ahead of time, Manchester United visit Anfield after the international break, and Slot will know his team need to get back into gear. Let's see how that pans out. This is the match review here and here. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, like this content, and of course, share your thoughts in the comments. See you soon.